Yeah, I told him don't come.
And why did you say that?
Because, I mean, like I look at it at my own point of view. Like, I don't want him coming to see me right now because I wanna get to where I wanna go then for him to see me. I don't want him to come and see me, get a couple reps and he's cheering like a good dad. Like, nah, you can't be proud of me right now. I gotta get to where I'm going, and I know it's a lot I gotta do to get.
Deion Sanders just got hit with the ultimate dad rejection. Shedeur Sanders told Coach Prime to stay home. Yep, Mr. Swagger himself got benched by his own son. What happened at Browns camp that made Shedeur pull the privacy card? Is there family drama brewing, or is Shedeur just trying to go full NFL mode without Daddy Deion stealing the spotlight? Buckle up, because this Browns camp saga just turned into the funniest father-son face-off of the season.
Talk to me about that excitement watching them in the NFL. I saw you went to visit Shiloh.
Yeah,
down Tampa.
Shedeur told me not to come. Yeah, let's get that out.
I was about to ask why you hadn't gone to
he didn't want me to come. He's like, Dad, I may get 3-4 reps in practice. I don't want you seeing that. I'm like, come on, no, I'm not where I need to be. Let me get where I need to be. And it's so funny because this is his first time, man.
Yeah.
Ever. And he's dealing with it like a pro. Like he ain't mad, he ain't bitter. He's like, I got work to do and I'm gonna put in this work.
Deion Sanders just got hit with the kind of rejection that even 5-star recruits don't deliver. Coach Prime, the walking headline, the human quote machine, the guy who can sell out a spring game with a smile, was reportedly not invited to his own son's Browns training camp. That's right, Shedeur Sanders, the golden child of the Sanders football empire, looked his dad's larger-than-life persona square in the aviator sunglasses and basically said, "Not today, Pops."
They met with reporters and he explained why he doesn't want Deion to make the trip to Cleveland and visit training camp here.
Imagine being Deion Sanders, the man who can talk an NFL locker room into believing in unicorns and getting benched by your own bloodline. Shedeur didn't just set a boundary. He drew a whole chalk line across the field and tossed Deion a Gatorade and a seat in the stands like, "You can be a proud parent from over there." It's like Tom Brady showing up to watch his son's practice and being told, "Sir, this is a Wendy's."
Trouble in Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders, he has to go. He needs to be traded. He needs to go somewhere where he's appreciated. The public humiliation, they're not done with it. This is ridiculous already. His completion percentages is better than every other quarterback in Cleveland. He scored more touchdowns, and he gave up the least amount of interceptions.
The football world blinked twice and said, wait a minute. Because if there's one person on earth who would never miss a football moment starring one of his own, it's Deion. This is the man who ran entire press conferences like motivational TED Talks. The man who used to tell reporters that he was the headline. And now, he's on the outside of the Browns facility like a dad at an overbooked Chuck E. Cheese party, holding a gift bag and looking for eye contact.
We have been through so much as a family, as athletes, that he is prepared for everything. The only thing that really hurt me, when they started the line and saying he wasn't prepared or he was this or he came in with headphones on. I know my sheep. I know my son. I know what I raised. I know better than that. Shedeur ain't never did nothing stupid like that. Ain't never been nowhere unprepared, ill-prepared. No, if you talk to him, he gonna tell you the why. In every situation. He's never going to be caught out of pocket.
But before anyone grabs the tissues or files this under family drama, let's zoom out. This isn't just a funny moment. It's a plot twist worthy of an HBO miniseries, Coach Prime, The Benching. Because the Sanders football saga is already the stuff of legends. Deion didn't just raise athletes. He built a legacy, a sports dynasty that's been front row center since Shedeur first laced up cleats.
When Deion Sanders got to tell everybody he had a tumor on his bladder, and his doctors did a great job of, removing it, and he is cancer-free. And like most things, Deion news stops everybody moving and people pay attention. I know this because I ended up writing about Deion Sanders saying he's going to have a press conference over the weekend, and then having one just to update people on his health, as there had been so much going on, so much rumor about where he was and what he was doing and how ubiquitous his presence has become.
This is the same duo that went from Jackson State dominance to Colorado chaos, dragging cameras, headlines, and millions of eyeballs along with them. Deion was the coach, the mentor, the walking brand deal. Shedeur was the arm talent with the swag of a billboard. Together, they were like a football-themed buddy movie. Coach Prime hyped, Shedeur delivered. They talked the talk and walked into stadiums like they owned real estate in the end zone. But here's where it gets delicious. NFL camp? Different story. This is not Boulder. This isn't a college campus where Deion could roll in wearing shades and a cowboy hat and have the entire athletic department doing backflips. This is the Cleveland Browns, baby. It's grown men, it's film rooms, offensive coordinators, and silent stretches where no one's allowed to blink too loudly. And here comes Shedeur, told Coach Prime, in whatever legendary fashion it happened, that this camp was about his growth, his transition, and not the Deion Sanders experience, NFL edition. It's like telling Beyonce she's not allowed to sing backup vocals. Technically respectful, but absolutely wild to imagine.
And come watch me work. I'm like, I already know what you're gonna do. I ain't worried about that. I know. But he didn't want me to come. And Charles told her, obviously, come on down there. You know, Charles, he was happy. But Junior been with me every day. Every day I've gone through what I've gone through, I've seen his face every day.
But this isn't rebellion. This is evolution, because the dynamic has flipped. Deion was the coach, the leader, the decision maker. He ran programs, called plays, and turned locker rooms into personal pep rallies. But now, Browns camp is Shedeur's turf. His name is on the roster, not Deion's. This is the professional league, the world where legacies get tested and cameras don't stop rolling just because your dad has a catchphrase. And let's be real, Deion being too much for the NFL. That's not a theory, it's a foregone conclusion. He'd be on the sideline throwing high fives at the defensive line coach, quoting scripture to the linebackers, and negotiating sponsorship deals with the Waterboys. And right now, he's trying to turn himself into a quarterback, not a subplot. So he did what any self-respecting NFL hopeful would do. He benched the coach.
Sums up the Browns. That sums up the stupid-ass decision, and I'll say it, the stupid-ass Jimmy Haslam decision to draft Shedeur Sanders with pick number 144. Oh, we have an asset now. Quarterbacks are assets, and those assets can be leveraged into other assets. This isn't a stock portfolio, Jimmy. It's a football team. So you got a guy now who's getting so few reps at practice, he's ashamed to have his dad show up. Hey, Dad, come at a time when I'm actually practicing. Come at a time when I'm actually part of the team. And I don't know what the plan is. Like, are they hoping they can flip him for a third round?
Not because there's beef, not because there's ego, but because sometimes the biggest flex isn't letting your famous father watch you shine. It's showing the world you can shine without him there. And for the first time in a long time, Coach Prime had to watch from the sidelines of the sidelines. Now, this is where the story flips from funny to fascinating. Because if you zoom out just far enough, you start to see what's really going on here. This isn't just a father-son standoff. It's a full-blown culture clash. The NFL isn't college ball, and it sure as heck isn't Boulder. NFL training camps aren't built for theatrics. They're built for grind. They are the boot camps of football, and the vibe is somewhere between strict military regime and please don't get cut today. Everything about an NFL camp screams structure, order, and cold-blooded evaluation. No music, no motivational speeches with theme music, no drone cameras swooping in for dramatic effect. If the walls could talk, they'd whisper. These are places where grown men walk on eggshells because one missed snap could mean you're cleaning out your locker before lunch. It's all about the tape. It's about execution, repetition, and precision. There's no room for slogans, just sweat and silence.
This is his shot. This is it. I mean, I don't mean just this one game, but I'm saying this is his chance. Even though it looks like he's been practicing well, what we talked earlier, like it just seems like they don't want to give him the shot to really move up. Well, they have to now. And I salute them for not. I think to start Tyler Huntley in this game would have just been like, yeah, it would have either been insulting or he is just light years away from being ready to play in an NFL game. And so I'm glad he's getting a start. I said earlier, maybe he plays a half, Huntley plays. If he's playing well, he's going to play 3 quarters. And
now enter Deion Sanders' world, aka Coach Prime's kingdom, where every moment is a brand opportunity, every practice feels like a halftime show, and every locker room has more inspirational quotes than a self-help seminar. In Colorado, the culture wasn't just flashy, it was practically a traveling circus. You had players dancing during warm-ups, celebrities walking the sidelines, and camera crews catching Deion's every smirk in 4K resolution. It wasn't just football, it was football-aiment. He had his own desk with gold trim. The man had an office chair that looked like it belonged in the Oval Office. And the walls, plastered with sound bites so primified they might as well be trademarked. You gotta believe. We coming! I'm him! Honestly, you couldn't tell if it was a locker room or a motivational museum. If you played well, you got applause. If you fumbled, you got cut on camera. It was Last Chance U meets America's Got Talent. Now try bringing that energy to the it's, like trying to film a TikTok in a monastery.
Joe, I just like how the young man going about himself, man.
Yeah.
Shedeur. You know what I mean? Like, there's no better way to go about this than keep your head down and keep working, bro. I think he's been doing a phenomenal job at that. Obviously, I think everybody's been keeping up with what's been going on in Cleveland. I know I have. And he looks comfortable out there, first and foremost. And he looks like he's still enjoying the game, man. And I think this is just more, fuel to the fire as opposed to it's going to help him out throughout the regular season or throughout his season or throughout his NFL career.
And Shedeur? He felt the shift immediately. This was no longer a stage for Dad's theatrics. This was his battlefield. It's one thing to have your father coach you in college, where he can spin narratives, control media access, and make sure your name is always trending. But the NFL, it doesn't care how many followers you have or who raised you. You either throw darts or you hold a clipboard. And Shedeur, he wants to throw darts. So he did the unthinkable. He turned off the primetime camera. He respectfully hit the do not disturb on his own father. That wasn't a diss. That was a declaration of independence. A mic drop move of quiet power. He set the line, not because he didn't love his dad, but because he loved his future just a little bit more. And let's be honest, it had to sting. Deion Sanders isn't just any dad. He's the dad. The kind of dad who walks into a room and everyone stands up, even if they're already standing. The man oozes confidence like it's leaking out of his pores. He's got rings, resumes, and receipts. His whole public persona is built around always being in control. He doesn't get told no. He gives the no.
It's like a minimum at this point, but this is his opportunity to really distance himself from Gabriel for sure. And if you look at all 6 of their quarterbacks, he's the only one, with all due respect to Dillon Gabriel, who even remotely could be like their quarterback of the future. Like no one else is their guy of the future.
So when the door didn't open for him at Browns camp, that was a moment, a rare one. The sunglasses didn't crack, but the ego took a bump. This is the guy who's coached his son for years, pushed him into the spotlight, carried him into national relevance, and suddenly he's on the outside looking in. You can bet he smiled through it, nodded, said something classy. But behind those shades, oh, it burned. You could practically hear the slow piano music as he stood in the parking lot, glancing at the building, probably thinking, is this what it feels like to be average? Cue the memes of Coach Prime lurking in bushes with binoculars, sliding notes under the door like, just wanted to say I'm proud of you, son. Also, your footwork looked sloppy in the red zone yesterday. And yet, he made the league because of Deion. You want them saying, this guy is a problem, on his own.
Why are they hating on my guy so much? He's got to get reps in somehow. They don't want to give him practice reps. Let him practice before and after. And he's in the NFL now. Of course, he's going to do all he can to warm his arm up, to get some reps. Like, what are we talking? It's going to be so funny when Shedeur ends up being the first quarterback to get these guys to the playoffs or win a playoff game since, like, Baker Mayfield. Like, I have a feeling that when he gets a time to shine, everybody's going to be like, dang, we really should have just drafted him in the first or second round. Like, we wasted a pick on Dillon Gabriel. What are we doing? His arm is sore, so that's bad? What are we talking about, bro? What are we talking?
Blocking your biggest supporter isn't easy. Most guys would kill to have Deion Sanders in their corner, but sometimes the hardest move is the smartest one. Shedeur knew that if he let his dad into Browns camp, the attention would shift. Suddenly, it's not about how he throws a 15-yard out route. It's about what Deion said after practice, what Deion wore, what Deion thinks of the Browns offense. It becomes their story again, not his. And that's the turning point. Shedeur isn't just playing football anymore. He's taking ownership of his path. He's earning every rep, every critique, every stare from the coaching staff. No hype, no shortcuts, just work. And by politely ghosting the most famous father in football, he's showing everyone in the building, I belong here, with or without the family crest. So is he making the right call? All that matters is the film. And if that film shows Shedeur delivering under pressure, leading a huddle, commanding a game plan, then this boundary won't just be the right call, it'll be the defining moment.
Then I don't want it to be a distraction to the team, because they'll see you talking to the coaches. They'll see you talking to Andrew Berry. They'll see you talking to Jimmy Haslam, and then question after question after question will be formed. What are they talking about? Is he asking them why Shedeur ain't getting reps? Is he trying to pressure him to get Shedeur more playing time? Is he pressuring him to make sure Shedeur is not fourth-string quarterback? Those are the things that he's trying to avoid. As a normal person, we know this. As a reporter, you want Deion there so you can write more stories and
Because it'll prove what Deion's been preaching all along. Talent isn't given, it's earned, even if it means leaving dad at the gate. As soon as word hit the digital streets that Deion Sanders wasn't at Browns camp because Shedeur told him to sit this one out, the internet exploded like a group chat with no chill. Twitter turned into a 24/7 town hall meeting, with half the users applauding Shedeur like he just declared national independence, and the other half clutching their pearls like he just unfollowed his dad on Father's Day. You had one side screaming, "Finally! This man is growing up and setting boundaries like a boss," and the other side acting like Shedeur had committed football treason. One guy even called it a generational betrayal, like Deion had just been exiled from the royal family. Then came TikTok, because of course it did. Cue the edits. Deion's face photoshopped into sad SpongeBob scenes, overlaid with tragic violin music. Clips of Coach Prime pacing the sidelines at Colorado, now reimagined with captions like, "When your own son hits you with the 'this meeting could have been an email' energy."
Clue us in on what's going on with Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns.
Sure. So as we've talked about ad nauseum now since the start of rookie minicamp and the full training camp, Shedeur Sanders has been the talk of the town in Cleveland during all facets of camp because he has been, without a doubt, been performing statistically as the best quarterback there in camp, both in minicamp and here in training camp. The only problem is something that Rob Parker has harped on ad nauseum is that he still is the only quarterback.
And the other side clapping back like, "Nah bro, it's not that deep. He just wants to focus without dad turning training camp into a TED Talk." Even YouTube channels started rolling with it. Titles like, "Why Shedeur Had to Exile Deion" or "Coach Prime Finally Got Humbled" started popping up like conspiracy theories. Podcasts couldn't help themselves either, devoting entire episodes to the primetime ice out as if this was geopolitical strategy. But amid all the chaos, hot takes, and hilarious edits, Shedeur, silent. Not a peep, no tweets, no retweets, no cryptic Instagram stories. Just stone-cold tunnel vision. The man is on lockdown like he's prepping for a Super Bowl and a tax audit at the same time. That silence? It speaks volumes. Because while everyone else is caught up in the noise, Shedeur is focused on what matters. Getting reps, studying tape, making sure he doesn't throw a pick six on his first drive. And honestly, Deion's not mad. He's marinating. Because deep down, behind the swag and the sunglasses, he knows exactly what this is. This is what he raised Shedeur to do. Be his own man. Make his own decisions. Lead. Own the moment.
Shedeur Sanders was not able to throw in practice on Saturday. A week ago, the Browns had 4 healthy quarterbacks. As we stand here today, they really only have 2 that can get through a full practice. So Sanders says he had a sore shoulder. Remains to be seen if it's serious. Don't think it is now. But when you throw in the fact that Kenny Pickett has a hamstring, he's doing individual drills, wants to get going, wants to do team drills, says he's frustrated, but they're not going to let him do it.
It just so happens that the moment involved telling the family brand ambassador to chill out, and that's gotta be tough. Like getting fired from a company you started. But still, it's the dream scenario. Because Deion didn't raise a follower. He raised a quarterback with backbone. And Shedeur, he's not just Deion's son anymore. He's carving out his lane, brick by brick. Decision by decision. Every move he makes now adds to his legacy, not his father's. If he balls out at Browns camp, if he makes the roster, or even better, wins that locker room over with poise and production, this little thanks but no thanks moment with Deion becomes legendary. It'll be replayed in documentaries as the day Shedeur officially became the guy, not the son, not the prodigy, not the sidekick, the quarterback, the future. One side of the table will be turkey and stuffing. The other side, passive-aggressive banter, side eyes, and Coach Prime quietly asking if he's allowed to bring the cranberry sauce, or if that too is off limits.